Hey guys, we're back to round 2. We are here introducing the famous D.
So last week we learned a little bit about Kai and got closer to her and inside her brain, that amazing brain of hers.
Yes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and going to answer some questions that I have stored in here.
She's just gonna wing it. Last week we were prepared. I had like questions set up for her. This week she's just gonna...
That's the difference. Planner, non-planner. Planner, non-planner.
Okay, so let's get started.
Fellas, I want to know a little bit of background on you. Like, where do you come from? What do you do?
Well, I come from a little island called Motunui. I'm just playing. No, I come from Honolulu, Hawaii. I was born and raised there. I am 27. You know, I've lived in Vegas for about 6 months now. I am pretty chill.
Okay, so you lived in Vegas about 6 months. You're pretty chill. Tell me a little bit about... Take me a little bit towards the area when you started noticing your attraction towards the same sex. I want to know a little bit more about that time in your life.
Well, when I was in elementary school, I used to kind of have like lesbian days. I think I told you this. I used to be like, I used to walk to school and I noticed that I always would look at girls' butts. And I'd be like, I'm not a lesbian, but I'm going to be a lesbian today and check out girls all day. And I would. And then middle school came and I went boy crazy. High school came, I was still boy crazy.
I think you still are boy
crazy. No, I'm not.
You're just like attracted to people, I think, you know?
Yeah, and that's why I don't really like labeling myself as a lesbian. I mean, I prefer girls, but I mean, it depends on the heart. So like in high school was I had my first girlfriend, I believe my senior year. Once I experienced just a little bit with a girl, that's when I was like, this is it.
That's when you knew, huh?
I knew.
Yeah.
I did. The first kiss, I was like, yes.
Yeah, wow. So
yeah.
when was your first kiss? How old were you?
With a girl?
Yeah.
My first kiss, I was like 17. I was pretty old.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was scared and picky.
17. What about a man?
I think I was 16.
Oh, so you kissed a guy first?
Yeah. I've had a boyfriend. Like my freshman year in high school.
Boy crushes. Wonder where that's
I had
gonna
2 boyfriends. No, nowhere.
What were you most drawn to from, like, not just your childhood, but also your teenage years? So throughout the first, like, 18 years of your life, what activity or what was it? See, like, my whole thing, it hasn't been like this my whole life, but, like, my whole thing right now is really, I'm big on reading. I'm really big on doing research and that sort of stuff. So, with you particularly, what interests you the most through that time of your life that carries over now?
Music.
Instruments, huh? What's your favorite instrument?
I would say piano, definitely. But it started in 6th grade when I joined band and I played the flute. All the way up till I graduated high school. So for 6 years, I played the flute. I played some drums. I was a little flag girl in marching band.
Yeah.
But so throughout my life, you know, going through foster care and everything, I always had music. That was my nobody could take away my radio.
Right.
I needed it.
Yeah, I noticed just living with you that sometimes I don't want music because I love the quiet. And she's like, well, I'll still play. I'm like, well, you got headphones? She's like, yeah, I do, actually. Go to the store and buy some right now. Your music definitely can't escape you.
Yeah, no. It's in my soul.
Yeah, so do you currently play instruments? Have any of your own that you'd like to share?
Not here with me. In Hawaii, I do have I have a keyboard and my guitar. Like for me, I always wrote music. I started with poetry, and then I would turn my poetry into music. So when I started learning guitar and piano, that's when I would incorporate both of them and sing along. And just like the flute and all that, you can't obviously sing along.
Yeah. Cheers to creative beings. creative. You create art, create music, create peace, love one another. That's beautiful. That's really cool, though. So, you grew up on an island. So, I want to get a little bit insight on how it felt living on an island. You can't just take your car and go trip to another island.
No. It's funny, people think that. I've had somebody tell me, like, oh, I would just drive to another island. Like, you can't.
Right.
I mean, unless your car drives on water.
The mainland, we're used to land,
I know, but I guess people think there's, like, bridges in Hawaii that go from island to island. Like, no. And, like, we had a ferry for a couple months, but they stopped that because people in Hawaii are we have big hearts and we care a lot about our island and nature and the earth. And so, they noticed that when we had the ferry going, there was too much oil being polluted in water.
Wow.
In the ocean. So they were like, stop, just cut it off. So they cut it off. And I agree with it. I mean, it kind of sucks. I was kind of like, oh, I wanted to go, but it's not worth it to risk animals' lives because we want an easier way to do something for ourselves. And like, that's their territory. That's their home. So it's like somebody coming into your home and blasting chemicals all over it. It's not okay. So it's like, why do that to marine life?
Wow. Equality. Perfect example of equality.
Oh, yeah.
Even seeing the animals as equal. That's really cool. With that equality of animals, I want you to kind of just think back and tell us about a time that you started really exploring equal lives with you growing up, on an island and knowing that you guys are equal to the animals, but what about equality in terms of humans? Like, how were the different races there? Or take us through that.
In Hawaii, it's interesting for our culture because you can be from any part of the island and we're gonna always have each other's back. You can be from the ghetto part and then you can have somebody from the most rich end part, and let's say that ghetto person needs help. Well, and it's just labeled as ghetto. They're not ghetto. Right. We're just speaking in labels. But if that person from projects, whatever, needed help, we would help. Anybody who was higher would help. So it was like, although we're not equal financially or where we are in our own life, we see each other as equal, and that's the main part. So it's like where you can be from any part of the island, any other island. If you need help, you're going to get help.
So no matter gay, straight, black, white.
It's not hard to be gay in Hawaii, especially because there's a lot of gay people in Hawaii. A lot of people that bash against gays in Hawaii are usually people not from Hawaii.
Very cool. So it wasn't hard. Like, how was your family pretty open to you?
My mom took it kind of hard, surprisingly.
Yeah.
She took it pretty hard, and she, flipped a switch.
Yeah.
My sister didn't.
A gasket blew on your mom.
I was like, whoa! I was like, I need to get out. I called my brother, and I was like, please pick me up. Nobody knew. So when I came out in the morning, my sister was there, and I knew my sister didn't care. Like, she would love me, accept me, no matter what. So yeah, so my brother saved me, and he was like, what's going on? And I was like, I told Mom that I'm gay, and I'm bawling my eyes out, and he was just like, and so, and I started crying even more because it was the first time. Well, he was the first person in my family that accepted me, and so it's just like, and exactly, so who cares? I remember thinking oh my God, I don't want my dad to know, because my dad's Samoan. I never asked him his views on how he felt about gay people or anything. And he was the easiest one. My mom was like, no computer, no cell phone. That little girlfriend you got is going bye-bye, I was just begging to always have my phone because I was in a long distance relationship. And my dad told my mom, he was like, you wouldn't want your mom to do that to us when we were dating. So why are you going to do it to her? And so my dad saved.
So your dad was you were afraid to tell your dad.
Yeah, and he was the easiest one. He was the easiest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the rest of my family accepted me,
Right.
And I didn't, at that point, it was just, I didn't really care about anybody else. I just wanted my parents to be okay with it. And now my mom's totally fine with it. She she still thinks I'm going through a phase, but she's appreciated and, you know, liked every girlfriend I've had. And
yeah, cool. Probably just took her a minute to be like, hold on.
Yeah.
You know, you ripped the Band-Aid from her and she's like, where is it? I'm bleeding.
And right when she got used to it, she found out her son was gay.
No. The first one who accepted you.
God's like, ha, here's 2 of them.
Yeah. He's like, add it. Here you
got
go.
that? Okay, 1 more.
Your oldest child and your youngest child.
Yep.
We're both gay. So wrap it up for us, and I wanna just kind of take us through how you're doing with it now, and what drives you to want to help, you know, LGBT and the youth, and what makes you want this nonprofit.
So what even helped me come up with the idea was when I was in Hawaii, there was a nonprofit there that did exactly what I plan on doing. You know, it's just when I first started going to it every week, they would meet, and it was just like you would sit and you would learn the laws in Hawaii about, you know, what equal rights are. You would learn and just have like mini therapy sessions with people who were either closed off to being gay or people who were fully open with being gay. And so being there every weekend and being a part of sign waving at our state capitol, going and talking to senators and asking them, can you please sign this bill that will give me the same rights as anybody else, you know? And
yeah, wow,
and
that's awesome.
Yeah, and you know, we planned a gay prom, and it was just like being a part of that and seeing how I can make a difference with being how not okay society sees it as.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's just, it made me, when that ended, I was like, oh, I want to start one up, you know, and at that time I was only like 19. And so, you know, of course I never did, but now it's just like, I see how big of an impact it had on me, because I was very closed off. I was very like, when people were like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? I'd be like, yeah, you know, really, it's a girl.
When really it's a girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just like being at that nonprofit showed me that I can say who I am and be okay with it. It taught me how to accept myself. It taught me how to stand up for myself and who I am, no matter if people like it or not. You know, like I told you before, I had little kids call me faggot or call me gay or lesbo or whatever, and it was just like being through that heartbreak made my heart stronger. And it's just like learning that there are younger generations out there who struggle with this every day. It breaks my heart, because it's just like, you don't have to struggle with it. It's hard, yeah, and a lot of people go through worse than what I've gone through or what we've gone through, but it's just, if you can stick to yourself and you just hold yourself in your place, and honestly, if you live somewhere where it's not accepted, get out of there. You know, it's just, there's a lot you can do for it, but it's having that support system that helps you stand stronger.
In your own willpower, your own strength. Huh?
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. It's a big deal to really go through something like that and come out even stronger and more willing to even, now you're starting it up by yourself. Like, well, not by yourself, but like with no one over you, you know, just, right. I mean, of course, sponsorship, but aside from that, you're driving it. You're the one with the foot on the pedal, you know? And that's really cool.
Speed, man.
In the fast lane.
That was fun.
That could, if you know anything that you wanted to ask or get to know a little bit more, definitely shoot her over comments, questions. Subscribe, follow along. Every week we'll have a new video. Follow Dee on social media.
Right there,
somewhere. We'll have it right here.
Somewhere.
Right here on the forehead.
Just follow and make sure, we want to like connect more with you guys. So we really want to find somebody that we can possibly do. We wanted to do like a webcam chat where we can interview some people who have some input. Let us know what you struggle with or what you're strong on believing.
Yeah, so our email address will be here. Email us or social media, message us. And we'll get that in. We'll start reading, start seeing where we want to take this. So tell us your story, give us a little bit of background about you, and we'd love to get you on film interview. You know, that's what this is all about. So stay tuned. and enjoy, guys. Hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.